In 2018, Sarah at graphs.net wrote an article about the amount of animals that were coming into our shelters for that year nationwide. 7.6 million was the total number. Of that 7.6 million, 2.6 never made it out. That to me is unacceptable. I have worked in the animal welfare world for about 8 years now. I started out in rescues. I became an adoption counselor in 2015 and a special operations animal control officer in 2017, which is currently what I am. The adoption process is more than just a piece of paper. It is a process that the adopter needs to start well before they come in to find a dog, and it doesn't end for about a month or two afterwards. It is a step-by-step process that if people did, the animals would never be returned to us. About 30 to 40% of the animals at City of Fort Worth, which ranges from about 6 to 800 within our custody any given day, of those 30-40% have been returned to us at least once for multiple reasons. With the right kind of education, this will stop. Numbers will drop, euthanasia will drop. All of it comes on education. When you decide that you want to adopt a dog, you need to sit down, you need to make a list. You need to make a list of what you want. You need to make a list of what you cannot have. You need to look at the restrictions where you're living. If you're renting, do you have breed restrictions? Do you have weight restrictions? And then you need to look at your lifestyle and your family. You need to see, hey, do we go to the lake a lot? Do we love to go to the ocean? We love that water. So do retrievers. Do you move a lot? German Shepherds are highly adaptable. Do you live in an apartment? AKC, American Kennel Club, has a website that has articles on just about every breed that you can think of, what their behaviors are and everything else. And they also have this amazing article on the 12 best breeds for apartments. And on the breeds, you're going to find the lovely Basenji, who never barks. That's going to be one of those key dogs that you can get there. Once you have done your research, you have prepared yourself, you have prepared your household, you know that you are going to get this dog, one of these dogs this day. You're going to get your kennel set up. You're going to get your dog food set up, your leashes, your collars. You can get everything at home set up for that animal. Then you're going to go to the shelter. And you are going to meet with one of our shelter techs. You want to make sure that when you meet the people and you're meeting the dogs, you go through the line and going up and down the kennels. You need to speak to the kennel tech specifically for that room. They are going to know that animal better than anybody else in that facility. They're going to be able to know how he interacts. They are going to let you know, is the animal aggressive? Is the animal reactive? Do you have cats at home? Okay, well, this one might work better with you. Let me take her into the cat room and let me see how she reacts to the cats in there. You find the dog that prickles your heart a little bit. You introduce him to the family, and hopefully, if at all possible, you want to introduce him to your alpha dog up at the shelter, and we'll do it outside meet and greet. And just to make sure there's no kind of bouncing off, nothing like that. Everything works out. You are going to go up to our front desk, and you are going to start filling out the application. And with that, you're going to need to bring your ID. That is the only thing that we need is your ID and the adoption fee. And on that adoption paperwork, you got to make sure that you put your emergency contact. You have to read the back and you have to sign it. And it talks about once you leave this facility, that dog is going to be your responsibility. You are going to get any kind of medication. We're going to go over his medical summary with you. Before he leaves, he will have all of his vaccinations. He will be sterilized. He will have his dewormer, his microchip. He will have everything. If he is heartworm positive, you will go home with the resources, the low cost and the free centers for that. But it doesn't stop there. Congratulations, you got a new dog. Now we're going to start part 3, and this is going to be called the honeymoon stage. Your first 30 days when you bring a dog home is going to be the stage that he needs to acclimate. This is when you're going to learn behaviors. According to a Pet Finder author, Mickey Niejo, in his newly adopted dog revised in 2001 article, he tells you the stage-by-stage process on how to acclimate your dog to your household. You need to give him a chance. One of the quotes in there says, be responsible in your expectations, be sensible. And it's a culture shock, pure and simple. And you have to put yourself in his shoes. And that's exactly what you have to do. You have to give him time. You have to give him patience. You have to acclimate him. You have to give him that first day by himself. You have to let him figure everything out. You are just a stop for him at this moment. And that's about how you are for about the first couple weeks. After that, he's going to know you better. You're going to know him better. You are going to learn his behaviors and he's going to learn your behaviors. And once you get to that whole 30-day mark, that's when you know that he's your dog. But you have to give him that amount of time. If you just give him a week, he's not going to meet your expectations. It's a give and take kind of relationship right there. You have to be willing to give this dog the same as you expect to take from him. Everything is worked out. I adopted my girl Mika. I found her. I was actually a part of the entire thing. We found her out in East Fort Worth, and I spent about half an hour feeding her hot dogs, trying to get her to come to me so we didn't have to dart her. She was skin and bones. She was about 38 pounds as an adult German Shepherd, and it just broke my heart. Once we finally got her, she went into foster care for about a month and came out when I was the adoption counselor at one of our centers, the adoption senior. And when she came through, she knew me just automatically. She'd only gained back about 10 pounds by then. And I called my husband. He came right down. I said, I don't know what it is about this dog, but she just chose me and I don't know what to do. So we took her home. We put her on the same 30-day treatment that I give all my dogs. You kennel it up every time I can't watch you. You kennel it up every single night. We did meet and greets very slowly because she was very sick. She was very sick. A year and a half later, she is pleasantly plump and doing amazing and hasn't ripped up a dog bed in about 6 months. I'm very proud of her. So it just took time. It just took knowledge. Fortunately, I know my breeds and I've had German Shepherds all my life, so that was an easy pick for me. But you gotta let the dog pick you too. I believe that through educating the public, educating friends and family, reaching out to people, that if we let them know that the adoption process isn't just filling out paperwork, our numbers could dramatically decrease when it comes to return rates and euthanasia rates. They go hand in hand. And it is up to us as a public, as pet owners, as welfare workers, to get that out to everybody. So in closing, I want to give you my favorite article off of my email. Dogs have a way of finding the people that need them and filling an emptiness that we never even knew we had. That's by Thomas Jones. I did read that off of my cue card. I'm sorry. I'm starting to get a little tired now. The most important thing is to remember that it's not us just picking them. They have to pick us too. And you have to put in the work the same like they do. Don't expect them to come home and be perfect. All right. Thank you.